Hey, welcome back to another video of Science of Everything. Today's video is about Esperanza patient. In English, Esperanza means hope. So, who is this Esperanza patient? A woman from Argentina appears to have rid herself of HIV without drugs or treatment. Researchers have dubbed the 30-year-old mother, who was first diagnosed with HIV in 2013, the Esperanza patient, after the town in Argentina where she lives. Esperanza patient is the second documented case of its kind in the world. Doctors believe the patient's immune system cleared the virus on its own. Tests on more than 1 billion of her cells found no viable trace of the infection. But how is it possible? A few people are born with natural resilience to HIV. Some have genes that prevent infection. Others, including the Esperanza patient, who wishes to remain anonymous, appear to catch, but then eradicate the virus. Individuals' immune systems appeared to have preferentially destroyed cells that harbored HIV capable of producing viable new copies of the virus. Left over were only infected cells, in which the viral genetic code was spliced into a kind of genetic dead zone, regions of the cellular DNA that were too distant from the levers that propel viral replication. After the Esperanza patient began partnering with U's team in 2019, the scientists searched mightily for any viable HIV in 1.2 billion of her blood cells. They also searched 500 million placenta tissue cells, after the woman gave birth to an HIV-negative baby in March 2020. Using highly sophisticated and sensitive genetic sequencing techniques that have only recently become available, U and her team once again found no intact viral sequences in the elite controller they were studying. Esperanza patient has had no detectable HIV for more than 8 years. Laureen Willenberg, a now 67-year-old Californian who was diagnosed with HIV in 1992, also appears to be functionally cured of HIV by her own immune system. Willenberg's case of an apparent natural cure of HIV is quite similar to the Esperanza patient's, according to U. The virologist theorized that each of these women may have mounted a particularly potent killer T-cell response to the virus, an immunological full-court press that researchers could possibly one day recapitulate therapeutically. Lead investigator Dr. Suyu, from the Ragan Institute of Massachusetts General Hospital, said, "There may be an actionable path to a sterilizing cure for people who are not able to do this on their own. We are now looking toward the possibility of inducing this kind of immunity in persons on antiretroviral therapy, through vaccination, with the goal of educating their immune systems to be able to control the virus without antiretroviral therapy. And this offers hope of a sterilizing cure for other patients." Adam Castillo, from London, was able to stop taking his daily HIV pills after receiving a donor stem cell treatment for a cancer he also had. His HIV-infected cells were wiped out and replaced during the cancer therapy. And fortuitously, his donor was one of the 1% of people born with genes that prevent HIV entering and infecting cells. Ravindra K. Gupta, who is the lead author of Castillo's case study, said with more than 4 years having passed since Castillo's stem cell treatment with no sign of a resurgent virus, the physician was now ready to assert for the first time that the British man was almost definitely as opposed to probably cured of HIV. The co-authors of the study, which was published Monday in the Annals of Internal Medicine, said they believe their findings will indeed bring hope to the estimated 38 million people globally living with the virus, and to the ever-expanding HIV-cure research field. The case serves as one of 2 proofs of concept that a so-called sterilizing cure of the virus is apparently possible through natural immunity.